Hi, I'm here to talk to you about the 5 parts of the intro and the 2 parts of the conclusion. These are the parts that you need for your proposal presentation. If you want your proposal presentation to be effective, your group has to have these 5 parts of the intro and 2 parts of the conclusion. So, the first part of the intro is to gain attention. If you want your presentation to be successful, or any presentation, you have to gain the audience's attention. We are competing for so many things: cell phones, internal distractions, hunger, emotional distractions, thoughts, worries. And so, as you're sitting in a presentation, how do you get the audience to pay attention to you? And so, we do that by being really creative. That could be a fact that you share with them, that could be a stat, that could be posing a question. One time I had a student give me a speech about spring break and she showed up in her bathing suit. Not recommended. Definitely got my attention though. I had another student talk about a rapper, so she decided to share some of his work with us. Let's just say it wasn't PG. Again, not recommended, but gained the attention. So that's the first thing you have to do in your proposal presentation with your group, is gain the audience's attention somehow. The second thing you need to do is talk to us about what the topic is and reveal what the thesis statement is. So, depending on what your proposal topic is, so I know one of the groups right now, Alex, you should know him from the discussion board. His group wants to talk about the 2-step authentication. So, whenever you sign in to Blackboard or email, you also have to tell your cell phone that, hey, this is really me, and then it lets you in. I don't know what his group is specifically going to be talking about, but let's say that he wants to say that it's not needed. Okay, so let's pretend that that's what his group's going to talk about. So he would say, for his attention getter, are you tired of doing the 2-step? Right, so that's funny. Oh, maybe it's not funny, I don't know. But it's an attempt at humor, and it reveals the topic. So his attention getter kind of does 2 things, and then he could get even more specific in his next statement and say, what do you think about Pitt's system to allow you into your email? Are you frustrated? And what this does now is it gets us onto our third thing that your intro has to have, and that is an audience relevancy statement. People are egocentric. Audiences are egocentric. People only care about things that matter to them. And so, does it frustrate me that every single time that I want to check my email, I have to find my cell phone? I can't just log in and check? Yes, especially the week whenever everything crashed and I couldn't get into my email. So, asking me, does this process frustrate you? Do you feel like there's a better way? Posing those kind of questions is an audience relevancy statement. If your group does anything on Pitt's campus, having an audience relevancy statement is probably going to be pretty simple for you. But any other presentation, if it's professional, you've got to find a way to make it applicable to them. And if your topic isn't, that may not be an appropriate topic. Okay. The fourth thing you have to do is your credibility statement. What you don't want to do is say, I'm credible because. You want to do this in a nonchalant way. So you could talk about how maybe you've always had a passion for the topic. You can share some of your research. If you have a certificate in it, or if you have a degree in it, or if you've done an internship, or you have some kind of experience. You want to make the listeners feel at ease with the information that you're sharing so that they know that you can trust them. Whenever I go into the gym and I ask a physical personal trainer there, hey, how do I use this equipment? I know that they're not going to tell me something wrong and I'm not going to injure myself because that's their job. So it's that same idea that you put us at ease with your information. The final thing, the fifth thing that a intro should do is preview your main points. And here I want you to think like Brad Pitt. If you've never seen Fight Club, Brad Pitt is an excellent signposter, and he also is excellent at doing the fifth thing that all introductions do, and that is preview. He previews his main points in the rules of Fight Club. The first thing we talk about Fight Club is the first rule of Fight Club is we don't talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club is we don't talk about Fight Club. The third, so first, second, and third is previewing or signposting your main points. Every effective public speaker signposts and previews their main points. So do this in your presentation where you tell the audience what you're going to talk about. Any public speech, any public speaker that's worth anything, there's a formula. Tell us. Tell us what you told us. That's it. That is the formula for an effective speech. Is tell us what you told us. Okay, so, and people like to make it complicated. It's really not. All right, so 5 parts of the intro. Now there's 2 parts of the conclusion. That's the summary and the creative closer. And it's almost exactly the same as the attention getter and the preview statement. So in the summary, you again remind the audience what you just talked about and you creatively close out the speech. Now, I'm sure you've all seen a movie where you're like, really? That's it? That's how you're going to end it? Don't be that way. Don't be that movie. End the speech leaving the audience feeling satisfied. Be like, that's a good speech. All right. So leave them feeling like, okay, I got it. And the attention getter is the same as the creative closer. You could end with a quote or music or a final thought. You can pose a question. So this video has covered the 5 parts of the intro and the 2 parts of the conclusion. It's also followed the rule for effective public speaking, which is all you have to do is say it, say what you said, and you've got an effective public speech. Okay? So if you have any questions or anything, call me, email me, text me. I'm here.